and welcome to Leaders Live Generous Summit. I'm going to be sharing with you today Networking Unleashed, 12 principles to opening up doors and closing deals. My name is Dr. Tandra Price, but I'm known as the the networking engine. See, I've spent 12 plus years mastering the art of building positive, impactful communications to where you're able to walk in the door and leave out with opportunities. I am the founder and owner of Tapin magazine. It's a global publication. It's a global lifestyle, business, and entertainment publication with over 30,000 plus subscribers, 700,000 online distribution channels, and we have partnered with one of the biggest TV networks with its Onstage Plus TV network. See, we use these platforms to help you to be able to amplify your voice, to make sure that you're seen, heard, noticed, and definitely celebrated. But I'm also a 3-time best-selling author. And our latest book is called Talk That Talk. You can get this on Amazon to where you're able to walk into the room with value and leave out with opportunities. Listen, stop being invisible. You know that saying your net worth is your net worth? That is so true. But listen, let me ask you this question. What is the biggest silent killer when it comes to business? It's not the product. It's being invisible. See, we have to be able to walk into the room and own the spotlight. And we got to be able to take command and charge. If we don't own the spotlight, someone is going to be selling the same products and services as you, take that spotlight and replace you. That's precisely why we came up with Networking Unleashed. See, here, it wasn't just about the theory, but we wanted you to be able to have the real life experience, the real life work when it comes to networking. No fluff and no just passing out business cards. We want to make sure that when you walk into that room, your presence is known. See, when you walk into the room, it's all about the presence. It's about how do we command the presence when we walk into the room. We got to act like we own it. Not act, but know that we own it. And there's 3 simple principles to that. The very first one is we got to command attention. We want to be able to walk into that room and be turning heads is turning like, who is she? Have you ever felt that when you walked into the room, a person came in so live and vibrant and all the whole room just turned around and looked at her? See, that's commanding attention. 2, you want to have a magnetic introduction. See, the whole key when it comes to your introduction, you want to make people lean in. So people across the room will still be able to understand and hear who you are. They're going to want to know who you are and what you can do. And thirdly, we want to change those quick, chatty, short conversations into gold mines. It is the perfect way to make sure that you own that room. But let's dive into the first 4 principles when it comes to mastering the conversation. See, I like to call the first one the coffee pitch. It's not your regular sales pitch, but it's called the coffee pitch. And let me tell you why it's called the coffee pitch. Anytime that you offer or invite someone to have a cup of coffee, it's already the pitch. See, you don't have to now introduce your products and services because they've already agreed to it when they accepted the coffee pitch. So don't go in automatically trying to sell. We're going in to build relationships. 2, we want to do what they call the name drop nudge. You know, when somebody nudging you, you want to do the name drop nudge. Have you ever had a conversation where you're talking to someone and you could be talking to them for 20, 30 minutes? Now, they may have said their name very quickly and you didn't catch it. And they went on with the conversation. But once you do that name drop nudge, example, I like what you're saying, Jamie. That's perfect opportunity for us to connect, Jamie. See, the more times you say their name, that means you're nudging it. That means you're paying attention to them, that you're listening to them. And that is so important when we talk about the principles of owning the conversation and leaving out with opportunities. The third one is called the curiosity calluses. Now, we like to say this is the curiosity is your superpowers. We all have a superpower and it can all be different. But when it comes to networking and building those relationships, your superpower becomes those open-ended questions. Yes, you want to be able to keep the conversation going. You want to keep them curious. You want to keep them curious about you, but you also want them to know that you're curious about what they're doing. And the fourth one is what we call our compliment currency. Now, listen, compliments are the key to networking, no hands down. But when you add that compliment currency, ching ching, that's what happens. See, a compliment currency is when you've actually did the research on that person or what they've done. That could be like if they started a new podcast, they have a new book out. Instead of you complimenting them on their clothes or their attire or their beautifulness, you want to compliment them on what they're actually doing. That means that you paid attention. That means that they're interested in you now because now you took the time to pay attention to them. See, it's just like when we post on social media and people now start to like our comments or something of that nature. We want to make sure that we're responding, right? We want to make sure that we're complimenting them on the fact that they complimented us. Let me share the next 5 to 8 principles for you. This one was going to be what they call a value drop moment. Yep, a value drop moment. See, a lot of times when we're interacting with people, we want to make sure that we're dropping some of that good juice, right? We want to drop some of that knowledge. We want to drop some tips. See, a lot of times when we're actually having a conversation with people, networking is not for us. We're not doing the networking. We're actually networking for the next person. A lot of times I get, oh my God, networking doesn't work for me, or this event didn't work for me, because see, we already have a hidden agenda when we get there. But remember, networking is not for you. So you want to always do that value drop moment and use your clients in the process. See, when you know of a tip, a resource, or a piece of advice, or something that they can use right away, then you've made that moment happen. That's why I call it the value drop moment. You've made that moment happen for them. Because see, now they're checking either out their phone or they're writing something down. Oh, can you tell me that again? Oh, okay, well, I'm going to call that person. See, when you could do that, you become the person, the connector, the relationship builder. 6, we want to talk about the follow fuel. Now, we all have vehicles. Some of us do, some of us don't. But we ever know whatever mode of transportation that has 4 wheels on it, we got to have some fuel in it, right? The same thing when it comes to networking. You have to be able to have that follow up fuel. Anytime that you make a connection, you got to follow up. Because see, that's what keeps the engine going. That's what keeps the conversation going. That's what keeps the wheels on the bus keep rolling, because it has that fuel in it. And every time that you get a lead or a connection, you want to make sure that you're following up just the same way. You want to make sure that it's going to the next destination. It's going to the next place. It's picking up some clients for you. So that's what we want to talk about. You want to send a quick email, a quick follow-up. I mean, share something positive with them. It really doesn't hurt. If you have a CRM system, which everyone should have a robust CRM system, let's make sure that our clients are connected to that. As soon as you put that information into your system, automatically they should be in your system. And you should be able to now, even mobile-wise, be able to send them something immediately. Even send up a follow-up, but when the next time you guys can meet. It's called the follow-up fuel. 7 is going to be that body language. Now, listen, the body language is the blueprint. I call it body language blueprint, because one thing for sure is that when you walk into a room, if you don't make yourself approachable, then no one's going to be able to talk to you. You're not going to be able to get any business. So we want to make sure that we have that body blueprint already locked down. So you don't want to go in there looking like this. Or I can't wait. I hate coming to these type of things. You have that hate. I don't want to be here kind of conversation, whether it's in person or virtually. You got to be able to have the body language to say, hey, I'm here. I want to be here. I want to connect with you. And I want to make some positive connections. See, when I walk into a room, my body language is going to speak everything, because I have the energy. I have the momentum that I'm ready. Because when I step into a room, a networking room, I know that I'm there for a reason. And I want to make sure I maximize my time. So I go in, I'm smiling, I'm laughing. Even we have to think about, even the colors that we wear. We want to make sure that we are ready to go and we can get that same energy back and we can do what we need to do in order to network. The last one is 8. Number 8 is our story spark plug. See, we got to have our story. It has to ignite that engine real quick. You want to make sure that it's fire. You want to make sure that that story that you're telling is relevant to, the person that you're talking to. Make it your own. Make it personal. Don't make it a rehearsed story. Make it something that you can tell from the heart. When you're telling that story, people feel it. They feel you inside and out. And that's so important when it comes to building relationships, because people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And people buy on emotions. You want your story to be the authentic you, how you tell your story. Now we got to talk about closing. See, closing is the key to this whole thing, but we got to close strong. So let me tell you a couple of different ways. There's 4 different ways to do a closing. And the very first one is, I call it the give and take tango. You know that dance? You give a little bit, I give a little bit, I give a little bit. Okay, I won't go for that, but you want to do the give and take tango. That means that when your client is giving, you want to clearly communicate what you offer. Don't go in a roundabout way. See, the thing about it is when we get ready to do our closing, we have to be clear, concise, and let our client know exactly what it is. Don't talk about 4 or 5 different things. You talk about that one thing. So they have a roadmap to you. And then if there's any other products that you can upsell them to, then you do it after that. But you want to make sure that you're leading them in the right direction. They want to be clear of what you're saying. They want to make sure that you understand. So we have to do that give and take tango. The next thing is we want to have that gratitude gesture. This is so important because every interaction requires a gratitude gesture. No matter what. See, they used to have the pen and paper type that you could mail it and send it off. Now we can do it as easy as through texting, email, or even LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. But you always want to make sure that you're sending a message out to someone who has sent you a message. You had a meeting with them, send them a quick reminder. Just send them a quick thank you for taking time out to have that coffee chat. Just send them something to let them know that you appreciate them and their time that they took with you. The third one is we have to be consistent connectors. There's no other thing. You have to think every day you have to incorporate networking. We do it anyway. It's not just about going to the meetings. It's not just about going to virtual events or in-person events. We are networking every day. You pick up the phone, you're networking. You're talking to somebody else on the phone. If you're sending out a message, a post, it is networking. Just make sure that it's clear and concise and make sure that you're doing it as a habit. It has to be a ritual habit every time that you network. And the last one, we want to talk about amplifying AI. Now, we know that AI and tech is the automation is taking over. But I'm telling you, one thing for sure, 2 for certain, that I know that they cannot replace the human touch. The human touch will always be there. So you can mix a little bit of old school, a little bit of new school in there. But we have to make sure that we're utilizing all the resources that we have when it comes to connecting and making ourselves profitable, making ourselves relationship builders. We have to figure out how does that really look into our brand, our line. So make sure that we're using these strong 4 closing connections when we're building relationships. It's really not about the sale. It's about how can I build a relationship? How can I get the next conversation? How can I get the next meeting? We want to talk about how we use that in the space with Tapin magazine. So Tapin magazine, again, with our huge partnership and our huge network, we're able to distribute your message much farther, wider, and quicker. See, Tapin magazine, the tools that we have, we are able to showcase your story and expand your reach. And through those means that we can do that. But we want to make sure that you're front and center. We want to make sure that you remember you're the spotlight and that people recognize you. We're helping you to increase your credibility, your authority, and most importantly, we want to celebrate you for all your accomplishments that you do. So Tapin magazine, we're actually putting together a 6-week masterclass. And I'm telling you, it is something phenomenal. We're going to go through each different step and teach you how to build your value as you walk into the room and leave out with opportunity. The first thing we're going to do is, I like to call it the room wrecker. We're going to help you identify that shift when you walk into a room and how do I wreck the room? How do I mess this room up so people know who I am and leave unforgettable of you? 2, we're going to talk about the Tapin touch points. That's the formula. That's really the formula, the blueprint of how we get in and create consistency and be memorable. 3, we're going to talk that talk, which is which our book is that we just put out. It has scripts in it. You can get it at Amazon. It has scripts in it. Your day-to-day, if you're going to Walmart, to the grocery store, you walking your dog, you're in the park, you out walking to the mailbox. It has a script in there for every day interaction that you have. If you forget, grab your talk that talk, so then you'll be able to have a way of how to get that conversation going. And then 4, we're going to talk about being a magnet, magazine magnet. Again, we're going to give you a blueprint of how do we get that distribution further and wider. In week 5, we're going to talk about the platform play. So I like to say practice make perfect, but we're going to give you a platform where you can play a little bit so we can see exactly how it is in motion. A lot of times with our clients, we go to networking events with them to help them to be able to master the fact of building relationships. And then last, we're going to close with confidence. We're going to show you different ways of how you can close with confidence. Those 4 things we showed you, we're going to take you and we're going to show you exactly how you can build those in and be so confident and walk out with opportunities. Along with this 6-week plan, you know what? I like bonuses. I like to throw a little something in there because I always like those free special gifts. So part of our bonus structure with our 6-week program is that, Tapin magazine, again, we're going to put you on the front cover. We're going to feature. We're going to do some amazing marketing and PR strategy with you. 2, we're going to give you that LinkedIn power move because guess what? LinkedIn is where it's at. You get to talk to decision makers. It's different than your social media. A lot of times LinkedIn is so underused that, it used to be they used to use it for employment only, but now you can use it as entrepreneurs. And let me tell you, every 7 minutes, someone on LinkedIn is getting hired. Every 7 minutes, an entrepreneur is making a collaboration or connection. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that. You get access. You'll get first access to any speaking opportunities. We have a huge, big initiative right now with the HBCU community, along with our big news network. We do a super media week. And it normally happens at Super Bowl, but it's Super Media Week that you'll be able to get there, connect with hundreds and hundreds of news outlets. It is a massive visibility. And last, we do a lot of promotional blitz for you as well to get you in front of a lot of people that you need and make sure that it's a consistent rolling effort. Now, if I offer to put you in a room with decision makers that could change your life, you just can't say no because it is the power of getting in the room. We have to figure out the room is the most important place to be in. And we want to make sure that we're in that room, we maximize it, we're walking in with value, and we're leaving out with opportunities. So I am so super excited to be a part of the Leaders Live Generously Summit. It has been an amazing, you're going to hear from some amazing speakers. And thank you so much for allowing me to share with you what Networking Unleashed really looks like and how you can master these 12 principles, again, to walk in, to open up doors and closing deals. Again, my name is Dr. Tandra Price. I would like to leave with this. I want you to be inspired. I want you to get motivated and excited. But most importantly, I want you to stay tapped in. Have a wonderful and great time at the Leaders Live Generous Summit, and we'll talk to you soon.